I, F29, checked my BF, M31, phone and I didn't like what I saw. Let me start with, I know it's not okay to check your partner's phone, but something in me said I had to look. I looked and saw that he had this girl, a work colleague, in his archived chats, but I could see they talked that day, so why would she be in archived IDK? I looked through and I saw a text of her saying that she and some other colleagues were at a festival and she said, "You should have been there. I'm wearing a skirt that barely covers my ass." Which I thought was weird, but he didn't reply to that, so okay. Then I went to Insta and they have a chat there as well. She sent him a reel that said, "Imagine me looking up at you while your hair is grabbing my ponytail." To which he replied, "That sent a shock through my body, fearful." I don't know how to perceive this, but when I read it I felt nauseous. How do I go on from here and how do I talk to him about this? Edit. I don't know if he has been physically involved with her. Edit 2. We bought a house together a few months ago. Girl, he's cheating. The chat is archived because the notifications won't show up, and he doesn't have to worry about you seeing her name while casually glancing at his phone. The fact that you felt the need to look at his phone meant there was something that was making you lose trust in him. Yes, it's wrong, but your intuition was right. Talk to him, admit you've crossed a line, but ask him for clarification regarding what you saw. The way he reacts will give you all the answers you need. Just end it. I wouldn't even say why. It would drive him crazy. But I'd be petty like that. Short and sweet. I know about county worker and you, we're done. It's possible they haven't actually started fucking yet, but unlikely. That ponytail line is way beyond casual flirting. Either way, he's not much of a boyfriend and you should upgrade. Say you went through his phone and found out he's been cheating on you. Or you can just leave, because he's cheating on you. And that should be a deal breaker. He knows what he's doing and he knows it's wrong. I wouldn't even give an explanation. Just a simple, "I know what you did," and leave. How do I, 32 female, tell my BF, 34 male, that one of his best friend, 44 female, is giving off creepy vibes? One of my boyfriend's best friend is a 44-year-old woman. She is a lot of fun, talented and a motivated person. She is well known and liked by a lot of people in our community. They have been friends for over 12 years. Overall, she is an amazing person. However, the last few parties we have attended with her, I have noticed she surrounded herself with younger people. I don't think it's abnormal to have friends younger than you, but when it's a 20y plus difference, I feel kinda icky about it. I am 32, and I don't have much in common with someone in their early 20s. I find it strange that she goes for people in their early 20s. A few months back she dated a girl who was 23 years old. I didn't say anything, but it made me uncomfortable. Then last week she brought this young guy to our place. I asked him what he did for work and he told me he was in his second year of post-secondary. I asked how old he was and he said he was 24. The pattern of age in the people she dates seems odd to me. I understand they are consenting adults, but I feel uncomfortable about it. I might be relating this situation to my own experience of feeling used by older people when I was younger. So I get that I am biased based on my own trauma. I haven't talked to my boyfriend or anyone about this. I'm curious to get others' perspectives on this. Consistently seeking out significantly younger partners is a concerning pattern. There's a 50-year-old professor in our extended friend group who consistently dates people who could be her student's age. I've never felt like I was in a position to comment on it. But I do keep some distance from her. One thing to think about is that she was best friends with your boyfriend when he was 20 and she was 32. Nothing inherently wrong with an age gap friendship, but it sounds like she's been seeking out these friendships and relationships for a long time. And to talk about this subject fully with him, you will be poking at their friendship directly. One of my best friends was 30 years older than I was, another is 20 years younger. The things we have in common outweigh our differences and we can give each other interesting insights from our perspectives. I'm curious to get others' perspectives on this. I would also find that creepy. At the end of the day, they're all consenting adults and she's free to date whoever she wants. You can mention you think the age gaps are weird, but anything beyond that is going to come across as judgmental. Why create unnecessary drama? Pretty much every personal experience of friends etc. around me where there's been a 7+ year age gap, if one is early 20s or younger, or 10+ in general, has been cause the older one was immature or controlling. The ick is versus understandable to me. However, whether there's much you can do about it is a different question. Prob just looking out for any younger partners, explaining the discomfort to your BF, and or draw a boundary around your contact with her. She's doing it because she felt her youth slip away and she is desperately trying to hold on to it. She may like the level of power she has in a relationship dynamic where the person is quite frankly younger and dumber. Even if she's just an average adult with a day job, they'll still look up to her a little bit. My 32 male wife, 30 female, almost certainly cheated on me and I don't know what to do. We have been together for 10 years, married for 4. A few months ago I noticed a change in her behavior. She started pulling away from me, she wasn't nearly as affectionate as she used to be. She was acting strange all around, like a different person. I confronted her back then about this and she basically stated that nothing was wrong and that she was sorry. She just had a rumor going around at work that she had slept with several of her coworkers. Now at the time, I was upset that she shut me out from this and didn't tell me until I confronted her, but I was empathetic so I let it go. Then about a week ago I find out that she has a secret bank account that she never told me about that was opened right around the time that all this happened. Now a few days ago my wife had a friend over and the two of them were drinking. I was not. At one point my wife was on her phone texting a different friend. I happened, not intentionally, to see my wife's message and saw that it said that she was thinking about him, and felt guilty. I have truly never been a jealous person and I have always trusted my wife, but these messages rubbed me the wrong way. My fears got the best of me and later on I did read her text messages with this friend. What I found was a bunch of messages going back weeks and weeks talking about a guy that my wife had sex with and that she told her friend she loved. It was not just one conversation. It was multiple. This was a guy that she worked with and supposedly they hooked up multiple times. The guy apparently doesn't work there anymore and my wife was heartbroken that the guy left. I immediately confronted my wife about these messages. She immediately denied it, asking what I was talking about. I told her I saw the messages. Her response was, "Oh, this was just a lie that I was telling my friend." I asked why would she lie about something like that to a friend. She says, "I just wanted her to think I had more sexual experiences than I actually do." Then I ask, "So you're pretending to cheat on me?" And she says, "Yes, none of it was true. I have always been able to trust her, but honestly I don't know what to do or what to think about this." She's swearing to me that it never happened. Is there any way to prove it one way or the other? You know she cheated. The office knows she's sleeping around. The guy probably left because the office know. What wrong with you? Snap out of it. She is treating you like an idiot. Gather evidence and leave her. Hopefully no kids. Rumors like that don't ever just start at work. Huge red flag. FFs. She cheated and is now gaslighting you about it. Grow a spine and leave her. Even if she lied to her friend, she didn't. Why would you stay with a person who would use that as validation? Pretend to be a cheater to gain validation from her friend? Is there any way to prove it one way or the other? Sure, ask her to take a polygraph to verify. See her panic, twist and turn to avoid it. But, hey, no one reading your post have any doubt that what you're really doing is desperately seeking a way to avoid facing the truth. Your wife is a cheater and a liar and doesn't really care that much for you. Any kids? If so, paternity tests for all of them. It wouldn't make much sense for her to be upset about a rumor going around if she is the one spreading the lies that fuel them. My guy, no one can be this naive. She fucked another guy multiple times, and you directly saw texts where she admitted to it. Your wife cheated on you. Have a backbone for fuck's sake. Make her contact the guy with you in the room. Or better yet, you make her give you his number and you tell him your wife told you everything. You know she's guilty. The hidden bank account is doubly disturbing as she is guilty of financial infidelity as well as sexual infidelity. How you deal with this situation is your decision. You may want to start with an STD test and separate finances. Hopefully she won't turn up pregnant and try to make you raise another man's child. My girlfriend, 27F, cheated on me, 26M. Hi Reddit. This is the first time I'm ever posting something on here. Today I, 26M, found out my girlfriend, 27F, of 2.53 years cheated on me. For some context and background, we live together and have basically spent every moment together for the past 2 years. She moved here not knowing anyone from a different state and we met and instantly fell in love. We have 2 dogs, have taken trips around the world, spent holidays with each other's families, etc. Our relationship has been mostly healthy with the usual ups and downs but never lacked trust. It felt like we were going to get married and talked about the future. We have both experienced cheating in past relationships and talked about how important trust is. This all came about this past weekend when we were out with a bunch of people and one of our friends was too drunk and speaking nonsense about my girlfriend. He was so drunk it didn't really make sense, but I got the feeling in my stomach he was trying to tell me something about my girlfriend. Flash forward 2 days, I brought up how I had been thinking about it and it's been bothering me. She then tells me there is something. She tells me 5 months ago she was on a girls' trip and ended up sleeping with someone. Her mom had recently passed away unexpectedly and she blamed it on that and not being herself. She cried and has apologized non-stop and says how much she loves me and would never do anything like that again. She says she will do anything to prove herself and rebuild the trust. She told me she hid it for so long because she didn't want to lose me. We had trips booked and birthdays coming up and couldn't find the right time to tell me. To make matters more difficult, we are set to move into a new apartment together in 9 days. I told her on the spot she should start looking for somewhere else to live because I cannot live with her again right now. I love her so much and I want to forgive her and try to make it work, but I don't know if I can. Has anyone actually moved on from something like this and how? Plus I don't know how I could ever trust her again. How can you rebuild trust after something like this? I'm so frustrated and also scared to start my life over. We have the same friends and we're planning on moving to a new state after our upcoming lease. I also in a weird way feel bad for her. She lost her father a while back and her mom last year. She lives in a new state where most of her friends are my friends of 10 plus years, and now if I leave she is all alone. 1. She's a BTCH. 2. She's an even bigger BTCH for using a parent's death as some kind of excuse. Be done with her. Supposedly happened on a girls' trip. Why was the guy friend the one trying to say something? And one of our friends was too drunk and speaking nonsense about my girlfriend. He was so drunk it didn't really make sense. You do realize that this means 1. Everyone in the friend group knew but you. The girls all knew, and they started telling their boyfriends and their male friends in the group. And you sat around while everyone knew this until one guy was drunk enough to tell you. 2. She would never have told you until this guy spilled the beans. What, exactly, would she do that would to prove herself and rebuild trust? What is she proposing? That she never goes on girls' trips again? That you guys abandon your friend group because you are going to be subject to the humiliation of everyone having known about this every time you get together again? IDK, personally I've tried making it work and it never sits well after. There's a violation of trust that cannot be restored. At least in my experience, I tried to make it work but I had so much resentment afterward that no matter what they did to make things right it always felt ingenuine. They could have given me the moon and I would have felt like they didn't care or want to. I know you love her and you're going to do what you think is right, and I am sorry for this pain. But think about what you deserve. You absolutely deserve someone not to cheat on you, and then for her to blame it on her not being herself because her mom passed away. Sadly, I think that's just an excuse. Her mom had recently passed away unexpectedly and she blamed it on that and not being herself. Her mom passes, so her solution to feel better is let a new bus park in her garage? Wow, that is one lame excuse, especially at her age. Move on without her. She betrayed you, kept it from you, and it took some drunk person to tell you about it. Honestly, I would step away from those friends as well. Your girlfriend has proven that is not taking you or the relationship as seriously as you or were. End it for good. She's proven she's not girlfriend material. Time to boot her to the curb and move on from her. Also, boot friends to the curb who knew. Block her and move on with your life. Update me.